This is the Rangers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, that was truly a dirty dozen, a nearly 4-hour game and a fifth straight loss for the Rangers. They fall to Miami 6-4 in 12 innings. Not Miami nice for sure. The Marlins get the win and the Rangers collapse continues. Welcome to the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs, a longtime host and reporter. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you'll find the great work of Bryce Paterick every single day. Bryce had a great episode today. Be sure and check it out if you missed it over the weekend. Talking a lot about the minor league awards and a lot of the good things going on. And I think it's very fitting, especially now as we start to look ahead to next season. What's this team going to look like? Is Bruce Bochy going to be back? What players are they going to keep? What players are they going to get rid of? Who are they going to bring in? Those are all, legit questions right now. And the good thing is that Bryce will be here the entire offseason with everything you need to know, and he's the best at that. And I will be watching right there with you, so maybe you'll see me in the comment crew for sure. All right, but I'm not going to stay on here too late. It's very late. I know it's Friday night, and it's a loss, so let's get to it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, I got to say, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, Bruce Bochy, as I said, Tyler Mahle. Want to talk about his performance. Bruce literally went through almost the entire bullpen. Jacob Webb had not pitched, although he was starting to warm up. Danny Coulombe had not pitched in the game yet, but that was it. Patrick Corbin was slated to go tomorrow, so I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. I really don't. I was trying to think about it, and I'm thinking, what are they going to do? Maybe they're going to call somebody up. I'm not sure, but anyway, Tyler Mahle, it was good to see him back. And just so you know, I'm purposely kind of focusing on something good here to start. I know how bad it was. I think we kind of went over all that in the last series. So I know it's politically correct to continue to say, well, they're still alive. And I guess, mathematically they're still alive, but I think we all know that they're done. So I'm not going to sit here and scream and get angry. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. It was right there. They were right there with Seattle and Houston. And what did we say? We said, it's right there. 2 weeks left. Buckle up. Whoever, may the best team win. Whoever's going to get it will step up and take it. And whoever wins it will. And whoever doesn't, won't. And the Rangers didn't do it. Not only that, they're not only are they not winning, they've lost 5 in a row. Just completely inexcusable, unacceptable, fill in the blank, whatever word you want to win. And, I think, if I'm Chris Young and the front office, I have to be asking myself, what happened? What's wrong with this team? What is missing? Why did this team play so well on the last homestand? Why did they sweep the best team in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers, and why did they completely roll over and lay an egg and not even show up in Houston? What happened? What's missing? So I mean that's that. I mean that I mean that's it right there. I mean that's really, to me, that's all that really matters. All this other stuff, we can talk, and I can gab, but that doesn't matter. The bottom line is that they were right there, and they've lost 5 in a row. Why? Why did that happen? Why did they not step it up? Why did they not get hits? Why did their rotation have their worst 3-game series of the season when the season was on the line? Why didn't they step it up? That's where my heart is at. So I know we can't answer that in a 20-minute podcast tonight, but I'm just being brutally honest with you. That's where my heart is at, and we can't answer that right now. So anyway, on a positive note, really happy to see Tyler Mahle. I mean, look, to his credit, the guy had not started a game since June the 10th, over 3 months, and I'm really big on the little things. Like the little things are so big. It's the details. It's the little decisions that we make every day that shape the outcome of our lives and our habits and everything else. And so I have so much respect for guys that really take their lives, take what they do seriously. And you can tell, I mean, Tyler Mahle, to his credit, when he took that mound, he was not going to go out there and get embarrassed. And he pitched great. And look, he's a guy that he's going to be a free agent after this season. So he is pitching, obviously I would think the Rangers would like to have him back if the price is right. Maybe not. I don't know. But clearly he's auditioning, and he will pitch somewhere next season. Merrill Kelly is going to be a free agent. So, you got a lot of guys here now for the next week that are going to be, auditioning. And I think for some it's too late, but, some will. So great to see that. Really disappointing. I mean, it's ironic that it's Rowdy Tellez, the guy that signed, in the middle of the season, that gets the 2-run home run, while the offense is back to struggling again. It just really disappointing, but it is what it is. And so they're 5 games out now with 8 games left to play, still not mathematically eliminated, but had to win this one. And I feel bad for the fans that love the team, that really, still want to see this team do well. And, they pay money, they go out to the game on a Friday night, they want to see them play well. And I'm not saying that they tried to lose or didn't try to win, but what a bummer. They've played so well at home, and at least have the mindset of, okay, at least let's finish our final homestand. How about this? How about the final game that we're wearing the Peagle uniforms this season, right? Last Friday night home game. So at least for that, for Alf and Shirley, win the game. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from you via the Rangers comment crew, the RCC. We'll do that coming up next. This is the Rangers Postcast.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I already said that. But I do want to talk about Zippix, because, as you know, they're really kind of taking everything by storm. And this episode is brought to you by Zippix toothpicks. Whether you're looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with their nicotine and caffeine infused toothpicks. Now, for nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligrams or 3 milligrams of nicotine options. And if you need energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. So go to ZippixToothpicks.com, use code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's ZippixToothpicks.com, promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix toothpicks. And I also want to talk about from Zippix to Prize Picks, what they're doing at Prize Picks, because it's that time of the year. And with Prize Picks, this episode also brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. Now, you and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in. Now, with football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes, all in less than 60 seconds. It's quick, easy, and honestly, a great way, a favorite way to follow along with football. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And lastly, especially if you're having a game like tonight, when you play 12 innings, caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-hour energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce coffee, plus with B vitamins and nutrients, and with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. Okay, and the best thing is how portable they are. Big taste, tiny shot. You can take it anywhere and get the boost when you need it. So enough with the boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-hour energy shots. Get the favorites you love or be bold and try something new in store and online at www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. All right, we are back. Rangers postcast. The Rangers fall to the Marlins in 12-6-4. Can't believe I'm saying that. Alf, good evening, Alf. Hope that you and Shirley are doing well. I see Shirley up there as well. Alf says Huff, Macklemore, Clyde Wright, Otoby, Inky, Wild Thing. Even though they're doing away with it, I'll say Piglet forever. I love these Rangers, but I miss the old terrible team players. Shirley says, good evening, Rangers fam. Hope everyone is having a good evening. Love my Rangers. Well, I'm with you, Shirley and Alf, and hope you guys have a great weekend. And hopefully they'll come back and win tomorrow night and win the series on Sunday. Texas Rangers Rich says backs against the wall and 3 hits against the guy named Junk. Yeah, well said. Well said. Mother Pig says this game was a sign that it's time to ditch the Peagle. Good riddance. Alf says desperately hoping we can at least maintain 500 for the year. Yeah. I mean, all they needed was 1 win to get the silver boot. They didn't get that. Here they are, final homestand. They dropped the opener. I just, I don't know. I've said that before though, man. When you're done, like in baseball, when it's over, it is over. Over. Um, Keith says if there was ever a time for Zeke to get his first home run, yeah, there were about 3 of those tonight where that would have been nice. Good call. I hope he gets one. I like Zeke. Um, TCG says embarrassing. No other words. Soldier X says hard to believe this is the same team that went 16-4, losing 5 straight at this point of the season. Is crazy. Doesn't make you feel good going into next year. Yeah, I mean they're going to have some tough decisions. They're going to have to answer some tough questions about, hey, was this year and last year kind of bad years? Was 2023 just a special season where a whole bunch of guys really stepped up and played great, and maybe they've been waiting for a little bit more of that, and it's not going to happen. I don't envy. I don't say this with any malice, but I don't envy CY in the front office. They're going to have some really, really difficult decisions to make, and like I said, I think in the open, I think the question number one has to be why. And look, I know they're banged up. I know Corey wasn't there. I know Marcus Simeon wasn't there. I know Nate Eovaldi was there, but still, the group that they had played better, and they certainly that was not the team that we saw in Houston for sure. Isaac says it's so sad that this team can't score in that 11th inning to walk it off. Yeah, I'm with you. Right there, they had that chance. Isaac says at this point, the Rangers are playing to have a winning record at the end of the season. No playoffs. They fall back again in the wild card race. Let's get a couple more in. Landon says hello. Mark says season over. TCG says season just started. Train Guy says this was just sad. I don't think Seager should rush coming back. Rather have him next season starting fully healthy. I'm with you. I don't think Jacob deGrom should start again this season. Kumar Rocker actually did okay last night for Round Rock. He went, I think, 2 1/3, gave up a run, but I guess looked solid, looked good. So I think they, like I said last week, I think they were early in the week. I think they would like to let him get in a start or two before the end of the season, just so that he can go in the off season feeling like he's back on track and can train and commit and get himself ready to go to hopefully be a strong part of the rotation next season. Jim says, tear it all apart and start from the bottom again, I guess. If this team here is coming back next year, I'll just watch them on TV. Jim says, hitting will be good next year and pitching will be bad. That's the way baseball go. Yeah, I hope not. I mean, the bullpen, you got a lot of guys on 1-year deals, so the bullpen is going to look different. We'll see about the rotation, what they decide to do, and we'll see what they want to do with the offense and what's going to happen with the Doleys. Jock Peterson has an $18 million option, I believe, that I'm certain he'll pick up. So he'll be back. Berger will be back. Don't think Roddy Tellez will be back unless they agree in kind of a team-friendly deal. We'll see what other options or opportunities he has. So anyway, there's a time and a place for all that. But bottom line is very, very frustrating to see them lose tonight in the opener of this final homestand. we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I will be back with you after the game tomorrow night. Hopefully you can join me then. If not, I completely understand, as I've continued to say. But thank you guys. You guys are awesome, staying up late on a Friday night. Thank you for all of your comments. TCG, thank you. And again, we'll do it again tomorrow night. Have a great Saturday. Hopefully they'll bounce back tomorrow night. Final score tonight, Marlins over the Rangers, 6-4 in 12. This has been the Rangers Postcast.